Laker Nation. Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen. Oh, my gosh. What a game tonight. Huh? How we looking out there, huh? The Lakers came into Brooklyn and put on a masterful show. This team was clicking on all cylinders. They looked together. I mentioned it in my last podcast about continuity and how being one as a team looks so much better on the floor. We're just starting to witness what this team could really be. And that started tonight. Albeit Durant wasn't playing, Kyrie Irving wasn't playing. But it's not so much who we faced, it's about how the Lakers played. And I'm going to break it all down, and that's all coming up next on the Film Room Podcast. Laker Nation, what's going on? I am back. I am your host, Derek James. And tonight we played the Brooklyn Nets in a start-to-finish victory. This win tonight says a lot about what this team could really be. And everybody on the Lakers side, and as a Lakers fan, has been waiting to see this kind of energy and effort. And we see it in spurts. In certain games, we see it. Certain quarters of games, we see it. But this was a start-to-finish win. We gained the lead. They got back in the game, and then we grew the lead again and sustained it over the course of 48 minutes. And it was all led by LeBron James. LeBron James was actually, oh my goodness, the highlights on this kid just for the last 17, 18 games. It's just ridiculous how well he plays. Age 37, still playing like this. Let me show these back-to-back steals. This man is simply amazing. I mean, what he does on the court, off the court, speaks for itself. But when you get energy and effort plays like this from a man that's in his 19th season, a man that's just doesn't, he really doesn't have to put forth this effort and energy in his 19th year. But he knows exactly what his team needs, and he comes in and he brings it every night. He plays hard every night. And listen, he's been doing it on both ends of the court this year, and I haven't heard anybody talk about his defense this year. What happened? There was a lot of people talking about the reason why he's scoring so much and playing so well is because he takes off on defense. Hey, listen, what they saying about these last 18 games? And it's not just tonight. He's been playing defense incredibly. I can't even remember since he's been back. This was an incredible, incredible game for LeBron James. And oh wait, guess what? I almost forgot to mention. The Brawl is back. AD, Crazy Legs himself, is back in the rotation. Is back in the lineup. And guess what? I bet you won't guess this. I'm gonna ask you a question and see if y'all gonna know the answer to this. AD came back and played tonight. My question to you is, do you think he fell down in his first game back playing for the Lakers? Yep, you guessed it. He did fall down. Let me play the clip. Hey man, I know I talk crazy about AD, man, because he is such a phenomenal player. But Crazy Legs is is back, man. He's back. I love AD. AD brought forth something that we've been missing. That length to protect the paint. With AD back, now we can start to see how things start to shape up. We got Trevor Reeves, although he didn't play tonight. We got Dwight Howard, although he didn't play tonight. Vogel. What's going on, man? Frankie baby. He got AD back and forgot he had like 3 or 4 players over there. He said, y'all not going to play. We got AD back. Frankie baby. But we came out with a good game plan to put pressure on this team from the start of the tip and never let up. And that's what we did. Although we came out in the third quarter broke. We was 0 for 8. And LeBron got back in and said, nah, bro, it ain't going down like this. Let me start getting some defensive stops. He started jumping in the passing lane. He jumped one the first time, led to a 3-point make. And then the next 2 times down the floor, he said, I got you, though. And he timed it perfectly. Back-to-back steals. That was an incredible effort from LeBron James. Not only just his 19th season, even in his second season, that would have been an incredible effort. But when you mention year 19, still doing that, come on, man. Come on. Are we really just going to leave him out of this MVP talk? Now, I don't watch as many analysts and talk shows like I used to before I started doing my podcast. But still, I would hear some rumblings, and I haven't heard much. It's crazy to me to think that nobody is actually seeing what this man is doing. And although we've been losing a little bit, yeah, but we're still right there. We're still right there. Laker Nation, there's not much I seen wrong with this game other than some questionable lineups from Frankie baby. Franklin, we still got to talk about your lineups, man. We got Russ, AD, and LeBron all back. And you went with the lineup that didn't include none of them. Franklin. We got to talk, bro. We got to talk. You stop watching my podcast. I let off the pressure on you a little bit. I started giving you the benefit of the doubt. And then you go and do this. How you get AD back? You got LeBron and Russ, and you got a lineup in that doesn't include any of them. Come on, Franklin. You can do better than that. I know you can. But listen, from start to finish, we dominated. Harden tried to get off. He got up 15 in the first quarter? He was getting every foul called. I don't know how they going to make any complaints about this man not getting fouls when he got 18 in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. Huh? Fouls? This man got them all. No wonder he got 15 points in the first quarter. Every time he touched the ball, they called a foul on somebody. They can't do that. LeBron James nearly get his arm taken off almost every game, and they barely want to blow the whistle. But here, you just sneeze or breathe on James Harden, and they blowing that whistle faster than you can think. What are they complaining about? I don't understand. Now, I haven't been watching the Brooklyn Nets play, but if they've been complaining about these calls, then something is wrong with that guy. If you got to complain about not getting calls outside of getting 8 in the first quarter, oh my goodness. Can he really play basketball then? Or are we just letting him shoot his way to a 30-point, 40-point game by letting him shoot free throws all night? I don't know. I just don't know. So let's go to the box score. I am so excited about this win, I don't know what to do. I'm going to go to my box score. The Lakers beat the Brooklyn Nets 106-96. The Brooklyn Nets didn't even score over 100 points. And we just barely did. Let's go to my box score. I need my eyes, though. There we go. I can see y'all now. Ooh, I had my hat on. Crazy. Listen, LeBron James in 34 minutes scored 33 points. It's King James. He had 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. He was 14 for 21 from the field to 66.7%, and he was still kind of off from 3. He was 2 for 8 from 3, that's 25%. Let's go to Brody. Brody kind of went under the radar this game. He didn't do too much, didn't do too little. I still noticed a few turnovers that he had. And I did see a brick layup, but at least it wasn't 6 or 7 of them. You know what I mean? We getting there, Brody, we getting there. Westbrook played 32 minutes, scored 15 points. He had 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He had 1 steal. Brody had 1 steal, ladies and gentlemen. He was 7 for 14 from the field, that's 50%, and he was 0 for 2 from 3, that's 0%. He was 0. Stanley Johnson. Stanley Johnson doesn't get talked about enough. Stanley Johnson has been playing some ball. I mean, really playing some ball. He shut down Harden. He probably shut down the rest of the dudes. I don't even know who Stanley Johnson was guarding. All I seen was he was guarding a lot of people, and they did not score. Every once in a while, of course, they did. But listen, Stanley Johnson is incredible on defense. We need to get this dude a contract ASAP. Stanley Johnson played 28 minutes, scored 4 points. He had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. It's not going to show up what he did in the box score. But it showed up here. I seen you, bro. I seen you. Anthony Davis played starting center tonight. He played 24 minutes, scored 8 points. He had 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 4 blocks. The block party king is back. Crazy Legs himself. I love you, AD. He was 3 for 8 from the field, that's 37.5%, and he was 0 for 1 from 3, that's 0%. He was 0. He actually wasn't 0 for everything. Anthony Davis had a pretty decent game. I love seeing him back. He only scored 8 points, but his defense was incredible. His defense was incredible. Avery Bradley, 23 minutes, 9 points. He had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. He was 4 for 8 from the field, that's 50%, and he was 1 for 3 from 3, that's 33.3%. Listen, can't nobody tell me nothing about no AB. Avery Bradley is my guy. He just does what you need him to do. He mentioned this in his last interview. Let me play a clip of his last interview.
It's frustrating. I mean, everything you just listed is how we feel, everyone in the locker room. We have to be tied together. I feel like we're up and down. We're not learning from our mistakes. And as a veteran team, as a team that, is looking to go far in the postseason, I feel like we have to correct our mistakes and learn from those. And we just have to play better. I think a big part of it is just our effort from night to night. I think on this team we have a lot of talented players, and we all have to buy into our roles. My role is to go out and play hard on defense every single night. There's nights that I feel like I'm not, and I want my teammates to be able to tell me so I can bring that. Malik is a scorer. We need him to score every single night. Melo makes shots. I think we have to understand what we all can bring to the team and bring that every single night and put that energy into each other.
Avery Bradley, man, his IQ, he's so poised. He hit it right on the head with what he said in this interview. Exactly what we need to work on. And his honesty and his sincereness in this interview really opened my eyes to say, hey, man, I need this guy on a team I'm rooting for until he retires. Because I love me some Avery Bradley. He gets a lot of criticism because he don't score much. But if you know one thing about roles, everybody has a role to play. And he, like I said, he hit it right on the head when he said, I know my role and I play my role. Yes, you do, bro. I don't want no beef. I don't want no smoke. Avery Bradley is all 10 toes down. Every game. Let's talk about Malik Monk. Malik Monk had another night. He came in, played 27 minutes, scored 22 points. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Malik Monk was incredible again tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He was 7 for 13 from the field. That's 53.8%. He was 6 for 12 from 3. That's 50%, ladies and gentlemen. The future of the Lakers is here. If they don't sign this man to a better contract, I don't know what to tell him. Austin Reeves came in, played 24 minutes, scored 2 points. He had 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Listen, what Austin Reeves did tonight was incredible. And it's not going to show up on the box score, although his box score stats wasn't that bad. But what he did in the game was much better. Austin Reeves, listen, I salute you, bro. Keep grinding. The rook out there is grinding. Carmelo Anthony. Now, if you know Carmelo Anthony, you know he represents New York like New York represents New York. You look up New York in a definition, you see a picture of Carmelo Anthony in the Statue of Liberty. That's what you see. Carmelo Anthony is so New York. I'm going to show you New York. Run the clip.
Just sticking with the principles and getting more comfortable with our schemes as a team and what we're trying to do, just being in the right position. And just doing what I'm asked. You know, if it's my time to be the guy that pulls over on the defense, I got to trust that somebody's going to have my back, and they got to trust that I'm going to be able to make that play. So it was just a matter of just becoming more comfortable with what we're trying to do and, you know, finding it by any means.
If this don't tell you that he is from New York, I don't know what will. Ain't nobody still wearing a do. Listen, Carmelo Anthony is about 50-some years old, still wearing his do-rag and still wearing it better than a 20-year-old. If that don't show you New York swag, I don't know what will. New York has got the best and greatest swag ever invented in the black culture. Carmelo Anthony, ladies and gentlemen. That's Carmelo Anthony. Listen, Carmelo Anthony played 22 minutes. He scored 13 points. He had 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 1 block. Stiff Legs himself wasn't. Carmelo Anthony was balling. He just looked spry. You know what I mean? He looked bouncy. He looked ready. Like, yeah, bro, I'm home. Let's go. I'm going to give them what they're looking for. THT. Let's skip THT for the night. Because I don't want to get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. See, I know what you're trying to do. We got to win. I'm feeling good. Now you want to bait me into talking about THT's poor performance. It must be the angel and the devil on the other side. THT. THT played 18 minutes. He did not hit no crazy-looking, awkward, unorthodox, backwards layup tonight. THT played 18 minutes. He had 0 points, 1 rebound, 0 assists, 0 steals. He had 1 block. THT was 0 for everything tonight. THT, I'm still rocking with you, bro. You my guy through and through. You're like 17 years old. I don't know how you got into the NBA, but you are making it known that it can be done and done at a high clip. I salute you, my G. Keep grinding. But ladies and gentlemen, Trevor Ariza didn't play tonight. Kent Bazemore played a little bit. He played 1.36. Little baby dreads, listen, Franklin Vogel. The way they do my baby dreads guy, man, listen. I like your journey, bro. Wayne Ellington didn't play tonight. Trevor Ariza didn't play. Dwight Howard didn't play. DJ, I don't even know if he's still on the team. And Kendrick Nunn. I want to play a clip of Kendrick Nunn. Now, if this don't show you a grown man that is hurt, I mean hurt. Kendrick Nunn wants to play basketball so bad. You ever... Back in the day in the hood, in my hood, you would go to your friend's house. And sometimes your friends wouldn't answer the door. Sometimes they wouldn't even come to the door. Their parents would. The mom would. The dad would. And he'd say, Mr. Jones, can Kenny come out to play today? And Mr. Jones would say, son, he's on punishment. He can't come out today. Thank you for coming over. Close the door in your face. And as you walk away from the house, you may look back over your shoulder and you see little Kenny staring at you from the window with this face on that Kendrick Nunn had in his game. Oh, my God. I'm really showing my age slapping my knee like that. But listen, I cracked myself up, man. Kendrick Nunn was so butthurt tonight. He looked like, man, I want to be in this game so bad. I feel so bad for Kendrick Nunn, man. He just want to play basketball. I don't know what's going on with this man's knee. I'm about to start calling him Crazy Knee. Because I don't know what kind of knee injury has got him out for the entire season like this. They about to John Wall and Klay Thompson this man for a knee injury. Your knee is like one of the strongest bones in your body, I think. I'm going to have to talk to my wife. She's a nurse. I'm going to have to talk to her and find out how strong this knee is. Because, man, oh, man, what kind of knee? He must have ran into the Terminator. He must have knocked knees with the Terminator himself. The way he is out. Y'all better give Kendrick Nunn some playing time, man. AD done had 5 injuries and came back from all 5 of them and as healthy as can be. His win, he looked incredible tonight. He wasn't even tired. I don't even think AD broke a sweat. But they got Kendrick Nunn out for bumping knees with somebody. But ladies and gentlemen, this was an incredible victory. In our next game, we play the 76ers. And this is on Thursday at 7:30 in Philly. That's going to be a tough one. And then we got a back-to-back and we play Charlotte on Friday at 7 o'clock in Charlotte. They're just going all over the place. But if we continue this energy and effort that we've seen tonight, this second half of the season is going to be something we've been all waiting for. Something we've been all missing for a very long time. Consistent wins, continued energy and effort. I guess Brooklyn has some Gatorade back there. Or Powerade or something. Because the Lakers played very well tonight. And I salute my guys. Hats off to you. We was able to stop Patty Mills. We was able to stop LaMarcus Aldridge. And we did what we could with Harden. And that's the game, folks. Now let's go into the post-game shits.
I'll ask you first about the 2 free safety plays and how much of that was scheme and switching up with Harden and traps, and how much you just were reading the way that play was evolving.
Just kind of channeling my inner Ed Reed at that point in time, kind of playing the pass lanes and seeing, the direction of the ball, but just trying to be in the right place to protect my teammates while we were in coverage and doing some of the things we were doing defensively. So I was able to pick 6, 2 of them in a row.
Spent a lot of time talking about AD being out of the lineup for the last 17. What was the most immediate thing that you noticed tonight?
Just his presence alone. He just makes our team so much more complete. Our length defensively, our ability to really get up in people's faces because we know we got him at the rim, or our ability to switch a lot of things because he can literally guard 1 through 5. Offensively, it just attracts another set of eyes off of myself, off of Russ, off of Melo, off of Malik, off of everybody because he's such a dynamic player. Obviously, right away you see what he's capable of. Right, we draw a play right out of right to start the game, and I was able to turn the corner and threw a late lob, and he was still able to throw it home. So very excited to have him back.
Got a question for AD. As LeBron just mentioned, you score on that dunk. You had, I think, a handful of blocks. You seemed pretty comfortable out there. How much work were you able to get in prior to this return? And there's still a minutes restriction. Frank said there's gonna be some time to get you back adjusted. But how ready do you feel right now to give this team what it needs?
I feel ready. We don't practice much. I didn't have much practice time, but was able to still get some one-on-one, two-on-twos in and see how I felt. Was ready enough to go tonight. I don't know about the whole minute restriction thing. I think that might, for me, come off. I might tell them I don't need that, but we'll see. Obviously, we have a back-to-back coming up, and want to play that smart. But for the most part, I felt fine. I felt great out there, and the first couple minutes, the adrenaline took over, and then after that went away. The wind caught up to me. When I got my second window, I was fine for the rest of the game. So, see how it reacts tomorrow. First live action, and go from there.
AD, what was there a particular play or a particular sequence that you kind of said, okay, I can do this, or my body feels right when I do this action? And then when you kind of look into these games coming up, how much is your mentality kind of using some of those games to get the conditioning back, get the wind back, and kind of find maybe your legs, as you put it? Yeah,
until I get my legs, I got to use these games to get my legs. But I don't think about it when I'm playing. I don't want to, babysit it. If I feel like I got to babysit it, then I shouldn't be on the floor. And so when I'm out there playing, I just try to go out there and do what I got to do to help the team win. And, let the rest just take care of itself. I don't think, this move bothered me before. Don't do it. I just go out there and just play.
LeBron, we've talked a lot about trying to imagine what this team could be like when it gets to full strength, and I know Kendrick's not back yet, but there was a play early in the first quarter. I think AD forces a hard miss. Russ gets the rebound, starts fast break, hits you with a bounce pass, and it was a quick layup, quick 2 points. How important is it for you guys to start seeing just the three of you guys together more regularly as you move forwards, and does that just help internally as you guys navigate this stuff to have real evidence? Yeah,
the more minutes that we log, we continue to see how dynamic we can be, both offensively and defensively, and and it also puts everybody in their just their regular positions. So I remember that play, exactly what you're talking about, and it was great to just see that sequence and be a part of it. But the more minutes that we log, as AD get back into full strength and the game shape, and we just try to stay in rhythm as a team. We want to continue to work our habits, but along the way, we want to win ball games as well. So, we look forward to our next challenge. We're playing against a great Philly team. It's been playing exceptional basketball. Got one of the hottest guys in the league in Joel. So, as we continue to get better, we want to continue to log these minutes and see what happens next.
This one's for AD. What have the last 6 weeks been like for you? We haven't obviously talked to you since Chicago, and just sort of the ramp-up process of what you were kind of able to progressively do over these last few weeks.
I think the most part we're just trying to get the pain to go away. I think, the first week and a half, I was able to do, single-leg squats, 2-leg squats, able to run a little bit. So I was moving ahead of pace, and then met with the doctors, I think, after the 4-week period. Was able to get out of the brace, walk around.
Or is it? Are there comparisons to what you went through?
No, because every season has its own challenges. Every season is different. So, I don't compare last season to this season or the year before. The year before that to this one. We've all had, just the challenge that we had this year has been different from any other challenge, from injuries to safe and health protocols and suspensions and things of that nature. So, at the end of the day, you keep the main thing, and that's how we continue to get better for each other in house, and stay even keeled throughout the whole process, and continue to work the habits. I think we have a really good team. And, when we have full strength, we can be really good. But it's not about the conversation. It's about the in between the four lines. It's about when we get out on the floor, how can we make it happen, and that's all that matters.
LeBron, going back to your free safety role, and personally, I can't think of a better safety than Ed Reed. Does AD's presence kind of allow you to play that a little more? And how does he add to the defensive energy of the team? Frank was saying you guys were kind of feeling that all morning.
As much as I would love to get AD credit, he was not on the floor when I did that. He ran on the floor. He ran on the floor after I did that when the timeout happened, but he was not on the floor when that happened. But, when you got a every year potential defensive player of the year on the floor at whatever his minutes is, you can definitely get away with some things you wouldn't try if he's not on the floor, because you got the protection behind you or in front of you or whatever the case may be. So, I've never been a gambler and things of that nature. Anyways, when it comes to basketball, I've always tried to be as solid as possible, and I've been taught that my whole life. And if I have an opportunity to shoot the passing lane or shoot the gaps or whatever the case may be, do it. But you definitely would take more chances when you got a guy like AD behind you, for sure.
Last question for LeBron.
LeBron, another 30-point game. You talked about, this season preventing challenges unlike any other season before. Have you told yourself or had a conversation about your approach this season, if it's been different for you, specifically offensively?
I basically just told myself nothing else matters besides what you do out on the floor and how you continue to lead these guys. It doesn't matter the conversations that's going on outside of our locker room and, the narration of our ball club or whatever is going on, the injuries, all of that stuff. Nothing else matters besides of what I bring to the table every single night. How positive I can continue to lead these guys no matter the outcome. If I have a position to play this game the way I do, then go out and make the most of it. So stay low and keep firing is the motto I've been on for I don't know however long it's been, but I don't have an excuse, and I won't make one.
Thanks, LJ. More questions for
Love you guys.
Good tape off.
Yeah.
Right here.
LeBron's on one.
No, that's fine.
With the weak shit.
Don't panic.
Your thoughts on the NFL playoffs this past week?
You know what? I love your green. Actually, a little bit of yellow make it better. I don't know. It's tough. I cried.
I'm so excited.
Dan, what do you?
Robbie Gold, huh? That's great. Jimmy Garoppolo. Anyways, what was it like for you kind of watching LeBron offensively during the 17 games you were out? And I guess, what was it also? Obviously, he was playing very well, but the team was 7-10. What was sort of that like for you to watch them kind of struggle to find their way?
I think the most frustrating part was just that we'll have really good games where we play great offensively and defensively, and then we'll follow it up with a really bad game. So I think that was the most frustrating. But to see Bron do what he's been doing is unreal. It's just surprising because, 19 years in, he's still able to do what he's doing. So it's fun to watch. All of us is up cheering for him, and he get in these zones. I know he talked about it, where he just go in kill mode. And it's fun to watch, especially just sitting on the sideline where you can examine it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. Hey, listen. Sometimes this world can get cold. And sometimes we just got to stick together and stand up for one another and treat each other the way we want to be treated. Now, I don't know where this is coming from. It must be God-given. It must be someone in my audience that needs to hear this message. Stay the course. Keep putting up the good fight. My name is Derek James. I am the host of the Film Room Podcast. Y'all been a beautiful crowd, And I'm out this bit.